Hello, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Eric Conard. Here at CBS 8, we're working for you, listening to your concerns, investigating your questions, and finding solutions that matter in our community. We begin near our coastline. It has been more than a year since we first told you about a crumbling bluff putting homes at risk in La Jolla's Bird Rock neighborhood. Working for you, our Brian White has an update on a proposed seawall project there.
Yeah, I'm standing just steps away from these homes. You can see the signs warning to stay back from the unstable cliffs that have been eroding steadily underneath these homes, and neighbors say it's only getting worse. Crews tearing out part of the back patio here at one of the homes on Calumet Avenue. I spoke with the homeowner who says the erosion forced this work, and now she's hoping to be included in the proposed seawall project next door.
Erosion is a real issue.
Neighbor Greg Denoris says his home is going to need similar seawall protection soon.
It's going to have to be considered in a year or 2 or 3.
His wife Ryoko says she's also worried about what's happening below.
My main concern is the people down below. Here in this park that there are so many people coming and look around and so on. Children walking around, we see all the time.
So I reached out to the city of San Diego for an update on that proposed seawall behind one of the homes here that would be paid for by the homeowner. They tell me grading and building permits are now in the final stages of approval, clearing a major step forward. But because this sits along a sensitive stretch of coastline, the project also needs the California Coastal Commission to sign off on it. I reached out to them to see if that approval has come through yet and have not heard back.
Everybody knows how strong ocean waves are. They come up, they beat against that cliff.
I caught up with Dr. Pat Abbott, a geology professor emeritus at San Diego State. He says this kind of erosion is expected along this stretch of coastline.
When we look at many of the homes along the San Diego coastline, many of them are built way too close to the cliff edges. And some of these cliffs are like vertical. They're vertical cliffs, and you're not only up to the edge, even hanging over the edge of the cliffs in places. That's not sustainable.
And I was not able to contact the homeowner right here, but the homeowner 2 doors down says she heard that construction on the seawall should begin sometime in May and go through September. But again, I've not been able to verify that timeline. Working for you in La Jolla, I'm Brian White, News 8.
San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is proposing major cuts and layoffs to close more than a $120 million budget deficit. Gloria recently unveiled his $6.4 billion spending plan for the next fiscal year. Now, this plan includes slashing arts funding, reducing hours at libraries and rec centers, and laying off more than 150 city workers. Mayor Gloria says the shortfall is driven by rising costs outpacing revenue, and that even management positions are being cut.
When you've got revenue coming in, you need to know how to spend that revenue, and you should be spending on things people care about. And unfortunately, these middle managers, again, they're not bad people, and they're not just sitting around on TikTok all day. They're doing work, but the problem is the city can't afford them.
At the same time, Gloria says funding for police, fire, homeless services, and road repairs would increase. The proposal is now headed to City Council with public hearings expected before a final vote in June. There's a new push to make it easier to build high-rise housing in downtown San Diego. A newly proposed state bill would create special transit zones in cities, which will speed up approvals for dense housing and provide state-backed loans to help projects move forward. Well, leaders say the goal is to fill empty storefronts by bringing in new mixed-use developments and then attract more people to downtown.
Our downtowns currently have really been built in so many ways around bringing people in for the 9 to 5. And we need to start to think about it as places that people are going to be 24 hours because they're going to live here.
If passed, the bill would have a direct impact on areas like the C Street corridor and spur redevelopment at sites like Horton Plaza. Big changes are coming to the DMV, from new fraud protections on your license to a faster and easier system to cut down on those wait times. News 8's Jenny Day is working for you, walking us through all the changes.
Yeah, I think of the cartoon depiction of the DMV. The movie Zootopia uses a sloth as the DMV worker. It is intentional because it can be slow and it's really not anyone's favorite place. But the state of California is hoping to change that reputation.
Only the waiting is like the biggest challenge.
It's a place we all have to go.
There's always a line.
My experience have been very, very awful.
Whether it's obtaining or keeping the freedom to drive or just having a way to identify ourselves, it takes a trip to the DMV. So the state of California is trying to make it a better experience. The latest digital technology is being implemented to fight identity fraud and reduce wait times.
Whatever the state can do to help us move along.
At least compared to my past experience, I like how California DMV is doing.
You can request a new card now, but when your license or ID expires, you'll be sent the newest model, one with a high-tech digital signature barcode on the back that the state says strengthens security. Card readers will be able to verify whether your signature is valid. Working for you, I spoke to several people, and there are still some concerns.
A lot of time when I sign, it's kind of pretty random.
I know I don't sign my name all the time the same way.
According to the Federal Trade Commission, identity theft is growing rapidly, surpassing $15 billion in losses last year nationwide. 435,000 reported cases in California alone.
It drives you crazy when people are calling you all the time, and it's all this fraud stuff.
I get called up on different scams that sound 100% believable.
The other major change is coming in the form of this QR code.
I have like 13 people ahead of me.
A self-check-in feature, all with the goal to streamline in-office visits. You can scan it online or when you walk in, and then are notified when your turn is approaching.
When I put myself in line, it was about an hour and 40 minutes. But then by the time I got here, with probably 30 minutes in there.
At the end of the day, the state tells me it's really all about security and service, better protecting Californians from fraud and making the DMV a more enjoyable place. Jenny Day, News 8.
Yeah, it'd be nice for those wait times to go down at the DMV, wouldn't it? Still ahead here, a new way to address all of the potholes in San Diego. How driverless cars may eventually help the city address damaged roads. Plus, 2 photos of Earth decades apart. We're speaking with experts about why the new photo looks worse than the one from the 70s. Welcome back here. Your car could soon help you dodge potholes before you even see them. Companies like Waze and Waymo are testing that technology right here in San Diego. News 8's Brian White working for you and explains how this all works.
Yeah, hitting potholes here on Mira Mesa Boulevard can mean a rough ride or costly repairs, but companies like Waymo are using technology to detect those trouble spots and help others avoid them. On busy roads across San Diego, potholes are a daily frustration, and for some drivers, a costly one.
Potholes are very dangerous. They cause a lot of tire damage, front end damage.
And it's not just drivers feeling the impact.
Yeah, I've gotten like 6 flat tires just hitting them.
Now, companies like Waymo are trying to change that using their self-driving vehicles to actually detect potholes as they drive.
It's through our motion control system. So we basically feel the car might vibrate or tilt when we go over these dips, and that's the information that we collect.
That data is then mapped and shared across vehicles so other cars can avoid the same trouble spots in real time. And starting now, that same data is also being shared with cities through the Waze for Cities platform.
We realized, hey, cities are asking us for pothole data. We're collecting this pothole data to improve the Waymo driver. Let's get it to cities. Let's fulfill this need.
Right now, it's part of a pilot program in 5 cities, but Waymo confirms it plans to expand its driverless ride service here to San Diego soon. They're already test driving on our streets and freeways. The goal is not just smoother rides, but safer roads.
They're definitely a big danger out there. Cause people to swerve, possibly hit somebody that might be in their blind spot.
Now, San Diego relies heavily on drivers reporting potholes, more than 6,000 of them so far this year, and it can take crews around 10 days to fill them. Waymo says its data could help city crews respond faster.
There is a way that the driving apps and maps out there can alert the city as to where the potholes are. That would be a tremendous help for the city.
When Waymo opens up full service to the public in San Diego later this year, the company plans to make that pothole data available to the city. I'm Brian White, News 8.
Oh, boy, whatever we can do to stop those tires from just getting destroyed on the roads, right? Hey, look at this. Social media post from NASA has stirred up concerns from viewers who believe that Earth looks a lot worse today than it did in the photos taken from 50 years ago. See the side by side here? News 8's Steve Price working for you and spoke with an astronomer and professional photographer to find out what's going on.
The Artemis 2's pictures from space were absolutely spectacular, but this post from NASA on X showing side-by-side comparisons of Earth from 1972 and 2026 has fueled quite a bit of concern that our planet looks a lot worse today. A vibrant blue ocean and bright clouds, Earth from this Apollo 17 picture more than 50 years ago looks amazing. It's a stark contrast to this grainier picture from Artemis 2 shot earlier this month. And when NASA posted them side by side on social media, people noticed. Dang, Earth in 1972 looks healthier and colorful than compared to today, which is dull and unhealthy. It looks more polluted, like the air is murky. Our planet looks sick. You could say the pictures look night and day from each other. And, well, that's exactly right.
Back in 1972, they wouldn't have even been able to take this picture. It would have just been black.
San Diego State astronomy professor Douglas Leonard says the Apollo picture was taken with direct sunlight hitting Earth. The Artemis picture was taken facing Earth at night using technology that wasn't even available during the Apollo mission.
It was such a high sensitivity photograph taken by Artemis that you can actually see, if you look closely at the top or north, near the North Pole, you can actually see the northern lights, the aurora borealis.
I've gotten a lot of requests to share my thoughts on the photos that are coming back from the Artemis 2 mission.
Professional photographer Jared Poland talked about the controversy on his Fro Knows Photo YouTube channel, which has over 1.5 million subscribers. Bottom line, good lighting makes photos look a lot better.
Same thing when you take a picture with your cell phone. If you're out with your iPhone and you are in a bar, it's not going to look good. If the sun is right in your face, the picture's going to look amazing.
That said, we did get some amazing photos of the moon from this mission. And remember, these were taken by astronauts who had a lot of other things to worry about. Taking pictures wasn't their primary responsibility, but they did it, traveled farther than man has ever traveled before, and landed safely right off our coast.
It's just an incredible engineering and technological success.
Steve Price, News 8.
Still amazing to see those photos, isn't it? A local favorite served San Diegans for over 90 years, then closed its doors. Coming up, we'll tell you about the return of Las Cuatro Milpas. La Mesa is moving forward with new regulations, banning children under the age of 12 from using e-bikes. Earlier this week, City Council approved this unanimously, but it still needs a final vote. The first 60 days of this pilot program would be a warning period for kids under the age of 12 caught riding e-bikes. After that, officers could issue a $25 fine that can be waived if an e-bike safety course is successfully completed. Well, a beloved San Diego institution is getting a second chance. Las Cuatro Milpas, a staple in Barrio Logan for generations, is reopening after financial trouble forced its original location to close last year. News 8's Steve Price confirms it is reopening at a new location.
For more than 90 years, Las Cuatro Milpas had a simple recipe for success. Good food, cooked by great people, served at affordable prices. So when the beloved Barrio Logan restaurant closed its doors last year, it seemed like it was the end of an era. But now it turns out they've been cooking up plans for a new restaurant less than 2 blocks away at the Mercado del Barrio complex. Is it true? Is Las Cuatro Milpas coming here?
Yes, we are. Everything's going to be the same recipes. We're the same family, same team, so we're very happy.
Nadia Studio gave us a sneak peek inside, showing us some of the items they brought over from the old location, including the yellow picnic tables. This new spot is a lot smaller, but Nadia says the trade-off for the location made sense.
We wanted to stay in the neighborhood, and this was the best option for us in the neighborhood.
Unfortunately, you'll notice another change too. Prices at this new location will be slightly higher.
A little bit, yes. Our prices have to be modified to the cost of everything. I mean, right now, everything We've been doing a lot of research on the prices, and everything is more expensive.
And we've confirmed another change. You don't have to bring change. Is it still cash only?
No, no. We're going to take cards, credit cards, everything. We're upgrading all our systems.
Nadi says the moment the signs went up, customers started asking if they're open. You can definitely feel the excitement building.
Awesome, man. I mean, it's a staple here in San Diego, right? Food's amazing, people are nice.
The Las Cuatro Milpas crew says it's that response from customers that convinced them to reopen. They don't have an exact date yet because they're waiting on a few inspections, but they're hoping it'll be before the end of the month.
We are really excited. We are so blessed.
Steve Price, News 8.
They're going to have those long lines yet again, aren't they? Coming up, we dig into the reasons why costs to raise a child in California are rising so quickly and how parents are finding ways to save. Welcome back here at the Future of Air Travel. Boy, it could soon include double-decker seating. What do you think of this? It's an idea that has gone viral but hasn't quite made it to the friendly skies yet. This design was previewed at the Aircraft Interiors Expo in Germany, one of the world's biggest aviation shows. The designer says it is an improvement from his previous versions with more privacy, better separation between levels, and accessibility built in. But when we showed these images to flyers at San Diego International Airport, not everyone was sold.
I don't know if I could fly that way. It would be a little unnerving. A little too like a coffin?
I don't know. For me personally, I don't think I would care for it because I don't like the thought of somebody like being right above me, and if I have to stand up, there's not room enough for me to get up and get out of the seat.
No airline has committed to building it, but some interested executives say they don't want a premium version of this seating, which is what the designer envisioned. Instead, the executives prefer a more budget-friendly option. A new business is moving into Seaport Village. Ringer's Roller Rink will soon be operating along the waterfront. It will be in the heart of Seaport Village, just south of Kettner Boulevard in the former Indian Trails jewelry space between Bay Company Souvenirs and Cork and Batter, which is also opening soon. We're told the new rink will be able to accommodate 50 skaters at a time. Bring all your friends. It will also feature a concession stand and skating gear for rent. We talked with the rink's owner and CEO, who tells us she's excited to be part of the effort to bring new life into Seaport Village.
Be shopping, you can be eating, you can be roller skating and having treats. The energy is right. It's going to be such an awesome addition to Seaport Village.
Admission will start at $18 and the rink will be open all year long. Right now there is no official opening date, though we've been told there's a push for early June. If you're an SDG&E customer, you can expect a $32 natural gas credit on your bill this month. Always nice to get money back, right? It will automatically be applied to your account as part of California's Climate Credit Program, which requires companies to pay for pollution. So later this year, you'll see 2 electric credits of nearly $50. Well, used car prices are the highest since the summer of 2023. According to Cox Automotive, the average listed price of a used vehicle is more than $25,000. Compare that to the average new vehicle price, which is about double, around $49,000. Experts say it's partially due to higher demand for more affordable vehicles due to economic concerns. You know, raising kids in California has never been more expensive. I can vouch for this. And a new report is putting a number on just how much it costs. News 8's Shannon Handy breaks down where the money goes and how some families are finding ways to stretch their dollars.
Online lending marketplace LendingTree does this report annually. This year, they found it costs over $312,000 to raise just one kid in California, which is a big jump from last year.
Every little thing I feel like adds up.
Yesenia Auer is a mother of 2 living in San Diego. She knows firsthand how expensive raising children can be, which is why she spends so much time looking for ways to save.
There's a big misconception that you have to spend money to have a good time or create those memories with your kids. Down here in the slot.
Following the birth of her first daughter, Auer started an Instagram page called San Diego Girl Mom, sharing free activities and money-saving tips for families.
So the library, that's a good one. There are summer reading programs and you get free passes to museums. You can also go on the library's website and download passes to the zoo, the children's museum. There's so many passes on there.
Her page now has more than 41,000 followers. No surprise considering how expensive things have become. According to LendingTree's annual report, the cost to raise a child in California over 18 years was $286,951 in 2025. In
In 2026, that number jumped 8.8% to $312,300.
That's an incredibly daunting number.
Matt Schultz is LendingTree's chief consumer finance analyst. He says the company looked at factors including rent, food, and childcare.
What we found was in California, especially for those first 5 years of life when you factor in daycare costs, had one of the highest costs for raising a child in the entire country.
Schultz says there are key takeaways for families. For those planning to have children, he recommends setting money aside early.
The more money that you can put away into a high yield savings account and just let it grow for a while, the greater buffer you'll have.
For parents already in it, he suggests being open to lifestyle changes.
As much as you may want to have that apartment, within a few blocks from the beach in San Diego, it may not fit your lifestyle anymore. It certainly may not fit your pocketbook anymore.
Overall, both Schultz and Auer say the same thing. Focus on what you can control and don't hesitate to ask for help. Shanna Handy, News 8.
It is expensive, but worth it with everything you can do here, right? That's going to do it for us. Remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.